Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Today, I finally have another seed haul for you all, and I can't wait to show you what all I got in just a moment. So I have finally started getting back into trading and swapping seeds. And so the bulk of these seeds that you're going to see are from that type of situation. I'm also still trading monthly seeds with my seed pen pal. And so I have some seeds from her as well. So let's get into it. All right, first up we have the Sart Roloise, which we have heard of before. It is an indeterminate beefsteak, sweet, fruity, and complex flavor, cross of the White Wonder tomato and the baby blue tomato. Now I have to admit to you all, this tomato I have tried growing 3 years in a row, minimum. I have a plant out there right now that has 0 fruit on it. Now, granted, as we all know, I have neglected my garden for the past solid 3 months, and so a lot of this is on me. However, that said, 3 years in a row, those other 2 years I was definitely taking care of these plants, and I'm thinking that this is just kind of a persnickety tomato. So if you plan on growing these, be ready to give it all of your attention and foster love and devotion to this thing in order to get some fruit from it. It is quite beautiful, and I'm looking forward to getting it, but all signs are pointing to I'm not gonna have a harvest this year. But the year's not over, maybe I'll get lucky. Next up, we have the Bearpaw. Love the name. It's an indeterminate beefsteak as well. The flavor is said to be good, full, and heirloom. It has excellent resistance to heat as well as various tomato diseases. What a lovely photo that is. I'm a sucker for a nice red tomato. Next up, Gift to My Wife. What a lovely name that is it not? Especially given what I've been going through lately, this really spoke to me and was the reason for this whole seed swap. I saw that name and I said, I have to have it. It is indeterminate, said to be a sweet tomato flavor, and its ribbed fruits resembling a flower. And in fact, these tomatoes look similar to the tulip tomatoes. Very, very pretty, and I'm looking forward to growing that. This is definitely gonna be on my grow list for next year. Next up, we have the Domingo tomato, which was the world record holder back in 2020. It is an indeterminate heirloom beefsteak. It often weighs over 2 pounds. It's said to be sweet, meaty, and old-fashioned taste. 85 days to maturity. I have this plant going outside right now. Every fruit that I had on it got snatched up by a groundhog. So at this point, it's not looking like I'm gonna get any of those, but at least I have more seeds to work with. And maybe, you know, in a couple of years, I'll get myself a world record tomato from this plant. Next up, we have the Parks Whopper. It's an indeterminate, big, juicy, crack-resistant tomato, 65 days to maturity. That's pretty quick. Resistant to verticillium, wilt, root knot, nematodes, and more. Wow. I'm gonna go on the limb and say this is probably an heirloom, but don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, probably a hybrid, but don't quote me on that. But Parks tends to do a lot of hybrid stuff. Next up, we have the Mortgage Lifter, indeterminate, 50 to 60 days, heirloom beefsteak, can weigh up to 4 pounds, but averages 2.5 pounds, consistently wins taste tests, developed in the 1930s by a gardener who sold the plants for $1 a piece and paid off his $6,000 mortgage in 6 years. I grew this one last year. It was a favorite of mine. The fruits were huge and it had great flavor, made fantastic sauce. Highly recommend. Next up is the Ananas Noir. It's an indeterminate, also known as black pineapple beefsteak, typically weighing between 1 and 1.5 pounds. The flavor is complex and rich, sweet and slightly tangy. I would agree with all of that, aside from the size. I'm not entirely sure. I'm growing it right now. I finally got some fruits. I enjoy the flavor, but they are nowhere near 1.5 pounds. Mine are averaging around 10 to 11 ounces. But still, I would recommend growing this one. The flavor is very nice. Next up, we have the Cherokee Purple. It's an indeterminate Tennessee heirloom, believed to have been passed down by the Native Americans of the Cherokee tribe, and it won Best Tasting Tomato in 2012. I haven't grown this one yet, but I'm pretty sure a lot of gardeners in the community have done that. I feel like there was a challenge this year to grow this tomato, and lots of people were participating in that. So finding out how the flavor stacks up against other tomatoes probably won't be too hard to find out. Next up is Toad Suck Toad. What a fun name. It is indeterminate. The tomatoes are said to be 1 to 3 ounces. Delicious green tomatoes, so it's a GWR, also meaning green when ripe. Heavy producing with sweet flavor. That sounds delicious to me. I would be happy to try that one. It's reminiscent of the fat frog, in my opinion. Next, we had the Tommy Toe. It's an indeterminate heirloom from the Ozark Mountains. Vigorous, producing cherry type, superb flavor, 70 days to maturity. I haven't grown this one yet. I am looking forward to trying it though, because I did hear good things about it. Next up is the Virginia Sweet. It's an indeterminate heirloom bicolored beefsteak fruits, prized for its sweet, rich, and balanced flavor, heavy yielding. I would have to agree with all of that. I grew this tomato 2 years ago. Very heavy yielding, big fruits, very tasty. I did enjoy this tomato quite a bit, so highly recommend. Next up is the Voyage tomato. It's an indeterminate, also known as the Reset Tomate or the Traveler's tomato, and is comprised of many fruit-fused clusters. The variety has the ability to each section be pulled off one by one, which is why they call it the Voyage tomato, because you can just pull off a couple little pieces and put the rest back in your bag and keep on trucking. The flavor is said to be pleasant, juicy, and sweet tomato flavor. Haven't grown this one yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it just because it's so gnarly looking. So it's more of a novelty to me rather than something I'm going to be using for, canning or what have you, making tomato products. Next, we have the white currant. It is an indeterminate, small, sweet, and prolific, known for its high sugar content and a distinct, almost candy-like sweetness. Readily reseeds itself. I don't typically grow currant tomatoes. I find it a bit annoying because they're so small, but just for being curious about the high sugar content, I would grow it if somebody gave me the plant, but I definitely didn't make my trade for this. Oh, but don't let my opinion stop you from growing it. Definitely give it a try. Now, these last few seeds came from my seed pen pal. First up, she gave me the Nero de Toscana Kale, 60 days to maturity, Italian heirloom, high in vitamins C and A, source of calcium, copper, potassium, and manganese. I have grown this so many times over the years. It is a favorite of mine, but I've been the past 2 years, looking for a new kale to eat. However, this one is very good if you like a kale flavor. Next up is the Monstrueux de Viroflay spinach. I'm sure I butchered that. My bad if I did. 50 days to maturity, gourmet French heirloom, very fast growing plants, developed before 1866. Wow. And known for its large, tender leaves and excellent flavor. I don't know about you guys, but every time I read the word tender, I think of Nikki from The Everyday Life of an OCD-ish Chick, because she likes everything young and tender. And then lastly, I have the flashy butter gem lettuce. Isn't that a beauty? It is also very flashy. 70 days to maturity. Gourmet quality, versatile since it can be harvested mini or full size. Not the hardiest, and it was bred in Oregon. I'm still gonna grow that though. Sounds very nice to me. Plus, that would look great in any salad. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in another video on another day. Until then, happy growing, my friends.